Coach Sanlin, thank you for taking time with us off the Block blog. What are your initial impressions of just a very successful weekend here in Provo?
The guys, they're learning how to stay locked in. There's a blessing and curse of having a young team of, yeah, they're great. They compete hard, they fight hard every day, but then trying to stay on task, it's like, ooh, squirrel, there's something different, there's something new. But today, or actually this weekend, was a nice trending upward of, hey, they were locked in, they were engaged, and they were ready to go.
Let's talk a little bit more about that. You were telling me during the match that something called Dunn confidence. Can you tell us more about that?
Brendan Dunn is one of our redshirt freshmen, and the analogy we always love to use is that, you know, Tom Brady's the best quarterback probably in history, and if he gets that one win, he's going to let him know that he's not the GOAT. And it only takes one. It doesn't matter if he's hitting negative. It doesn't matter if he's, you know, hitting negative 800. He gets that one kill or one touchdown or one win over Tom Brady. He's going to let him know about it. So Dunn confidence is a real thing.
And that showed up in spades last night, right?
Yeah, there was a long time at the beginning of, we were trying to figure out like where his head was at, and he said he's locked in, he's okay, he's just trying to figure it out, and then all of a sudden I see him, then it's back. You see the body language change, the posture change, the excitement level change, and that's how we know he was engaged in.
I just love the chemistry that you have with your players. During the match today, one of the liberos wanted to jump over you, and you joked that you could catch him. Are you sure about that?
I feel pretty strong that if Francisco wanted to try to jump over the table or jump over chairs, I could probably grab him out of midair, but they're like, oh, it's cool, Mike and Maha can do it. So I'm like, no, we're not going to do that today. We don't need to.
Let's continue revisiting last night's match. What was the reaction from former players and current friends that seen the upset victory over the number 8 team in the country on their home court?
You know, it's kind of bittersweet because the guys that built the program, they are very special to me because they took a chance on this program when they didn't have to. This is year 6, and I've heard from pretty much all of them of, you know, kind of jealous that this happened, but I'm like, we wouldn't even be here without that starting group. You know, Bleak and Wyatt and Mike and Schmidt and Spencer. I can keep going on and about all these guys that took their chance to get us where we are today, and the fact that the McKendree community and just the volleyball community, you know, my alma mater, all these people are just happy for us, which is really cool, and it felt really genuine.
Let's go back to this match. So I promised you one surprise question.
Okay, I'm ready.
My surprise question is, what was the feeling that you knew that you had coached George Hewitt in club and we're going to play against him tonight?
George is a very, very special young man. I remember him when they finally got him to quit basketball and play club, and I think I might have scared him because I was like, oh my God, you're so big. And from one year to another, he became a superstar. George is fantastic, and I really, you know, Sam Schweisky, of course, is one of my favorite coaches and one of my friends, and he does such an excellent job with this group, and the fact that George is thriving in an amazing program makes me feel really special that I was a part of his journey at some point.
Do we even know what position he plays right now?
Nope, he's a volleyball player. Whatever they need, he's there.
Does he ever show emotion?
Oh yeah, it's there. You gotta look for the inflections. And he's a great kid, and he definitely shows emotion. It's there.
So obviously, McKendree's done with season or the non-conference season part of the season. Going into MVB play the rest of the way. What is the expectations and the outlook for the rest of the season?
Next week we have definitely a tough road at Lewis and Loyola, and then we finish senior weekend with Ball State and Purdue Fort Wayne. All 4 are extremely tough teams. We saw Ball State beat Lewis today. The MVB is all over the place, and there is no slouch match at all. So we definitely have to get home, get some rest. We have practice on Monday, even though the boys, my rule is if we go 2-0 on a weekend, even though we lost 1, they get Monday off, and they're sadly disappointed that we don't, because we travel Wednesday. But if we can hold on to this 4th seed and, you know, steal some matches on the road, or, you know, even get some matches at home, we would like to host, obviously, program milestones of hosting a MVB quarterfinal and, of course, trying to win that and keep going.
I should actually ask you a question about this match. I slipped my mind because I was focused on last night's match, but let's talk about this match today. Obviously, with a sweep. Let's talk about your boys' ability to put Princeton into out of system consistently with your serve. It seemed like that was a little bit surprising to me, given how well Princeton was able to receive BYU serve. What was the key to that success?
I will say that so far this season, we have served pretty well. Not necessarily, if you look on the stat board, that we're not a really high ace serving team. That we do hold our opponents to a low hitting percentage, but our objective is not ace or anything. It's our out of system, and that's what we've been trying to do all season, because we've also been blocking very well. So we're just putting it on them, making sure it's not in their platform. Who are we challenging here? What is actually the objective? And staying on task to being out of system. And obviously watching the Princeton match, and even them playing Hawaii, I thought they passed phenomenally. And the fact that I'm like, guys, just play up to your strength. You don't need to paint lines. You don't need to serve any tougher. Just make sure that we're doing tactically what we talk about in the scouting report. And they did.
Well, thank you for taking time with us off the block. Congratulations on a great weekend here in Provo, and we wish you nothing but the best in the rest of the MIVA season.
All right, thank you for having me.